Hello there folks, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you again and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea in this cracking wee recipe. I make this one quite a lot. Sometimes I do it with cauliflower, sometimes I do it with macaroni, so you can do it with either or. You know, if you don't like cauliflower, feel free to substitute the cauliflower with macaroni and use any tins that you like. And I'm going to show you a selection of tins that I sometimes use, and I will show you what these are like in the middle just at the end of the video as well. These are absolutely delicious and so easy to make. So I'm going to show you what I used, and all of the ingredients as usual will be underneath in the description box, and all of these ingredients will be enough for 4 individual pies or 1 large pie. So we've got a cauliflower, some milk, some cheddar cheese, some cream, some mustard, some flour and butter, and then for the topping I've got some mozzarella and some cheddar, some mixed dried herbs, and then some panko breadcrumbs. That's all optional, and obviously you'll need your pastry, and I'm using shortcrust, and that's the topping there. And these are the dried herbs that I used. It's a rosemary and onion mix, but you can use whatever you like. And like I said, I'm using shortcrust pastry. It's just a bit stronger and ideal for pies. So we're going to do the cheese sauce. So melt down your butter, and once it's melted, add in your plain flour. Give this a good mix together, and you'll want to cook this for about a minute just to get rid of that sort of raw flour taste. These are so easy to make, and I have really good fun making pies. I just wish that I was good at doing my own pastry, but I'm rubbish at it. So yeah, I use shop-bought. Once it's cooked, pop in your milk. Now you can use a whisk to do this or use your spoon, you know, it's up to you. You just want to stir this until it's nice and smooth and there are no lumps left. And then you can add in your cream. If you don't want to use cream, just use extra milk if you like. And then to that we're going to add a heaped teaspoon of mustard. Again, any mustard you like. And then the dried herbs, like I said, I'm using the rosemary and onion mix because I like the oniony flavour. Again, you can leave this out completely and you'll find your sauce getting thicker and thicker. You want it in a sort of low to medium heat. You don't want it furiously bubbling away until everything is combined and nicely melted. Then we're going to add in the cheese. I'm just using grated cheddar cheese. And you can turn your heat right down because this will melt, you know, just with the heat of the sauce already, and just keep stirring it until it gets nice and thick, glossy, velvety and smooth, just like this. Like I said, super simple. Now that's my sauce done, so I'm just going to cover this up with some cling film. Make sure the cling film touches the surface of your sauce, and that'll, you know, that'll prevent it getting a skin. And you can obviously have your cauliflower going at the same time as your sauce. This is just the way I do it. I like to do it all separate. So that's my cauliflower there. It's quite a small head of cauliflower, and that's the weight of my one there, just in case you want to do exactly what I'm doing. But you want to break this up into, you know, into wee tiny florets, because you don't want, you know, the pies are quite small, so you want quite small pieces of cauliflower. So go over to your pan and you just want to gently simmer this until it's nice and tender. You know, you don't want it too soft because you do still want a wee bit of texture in there. So to your boiling water, add a dash of salt, then your cauliflower, and let this simmer away until it's, you know, to your own liking. We're all different, so you might want it really, really soft. I like mine just with a wee bit of texture still in it. So these are the pie tins that I would typically use. That one there is the one that I use for most of my pies, but I do have a wee stack of these oval ones that, you know, I haven't used for a long time, so I'm going to be using these. And like I said, this recipe will give you enough for 4 pies, but I'm just going to be doing 2 just now, just to show you, you know, how I'm doing it. But this will give you enough for 4, as you can see with the wee pie tins that I'm using here. And these ones were actually from Lakeland online. I'll pop that on the screen just now. So you can either cut your pastry into 4 squares and just use it that way, but luckily enough I've got this cheese grater and it's the perfect size for these wee foil tins. So I'm just going to cut 2 ovals out and keep the rest of the pastry till later when I'm going to do the other 2. So just pop your pastry into the tins now. Because these tins are quite deep and quite small, you know, it is quite fiddly, but you do get there in the end. Just pick up the ends and sort of let it slide down inside the tin, and it will on its own, you know, with the weight of the pastry. It will find its own way down. You just have to give it a wee bit of a hand, you know, make sure it's nicely connected to the sides and the base. And you just make sure there's a wee skirt that comes over the top, and we're going to take the excess away with the side of a knife. Just use the back side of a knife, you know, the smooth end, and that will come off really easy, because you want a nice flush top, because we're not going to use a lid on this. We're just going to top that with the crumb and the cheese. So once you're happy and they're nice and neat, just pop them into the fridge for about half an hour just to get nice and firm again. So that is ideal. And I'm just going to quickly show you the second one, just to show you how easy it is. So very, very easy. It just takes a wee bit of time, you know. Be gentle with it and make sure there are no holes in your pastry, because you don't want the sauce leaking through. So pop those into the fridge for half an hour. And this is the topping that I'm using here. So it's a combination of the dried herbs, panko breadcrumbs, mozzarella and cheddar cheese. Just dump these into a bowl and give them a good stir together just to combine them, and that's it, you know, really easy. But again, you can use whatever topping you like. You might decide just to use cheese. Once your cauliflower is cooked to your liking, you just want to drain that, you know, drain the water away. And to that, we're going to add a few ladles of the cheese sauce. You might not need it all, but you do want it nice and saucy, because these are going into the oven for about 40 minutes, so you don't want them drying out. So make sure you get a good deal of sauce in there. And I've got some cheese sauce left over, because sometimes I like to spoon some cheese sauce over the top. So fill your pies up with your cauliflower cheese, not all the way to the top, because we've still got the topping to put on there as well. So nearly all the way to the top, but not quite. Just leave about half an inch from the top, and then spoon on your nice crumbly mixture, and then just give it a wee pat down with your spoon just to make sure it's nice and flat, because you don't want everything bursting and spilling over the sides, because you would find it probably quite difficult to get them out of the tin, you know, if they were stuck to the tin. So just make sure they're nice and flush and nothing is coming up over the side of your pastry. So this is ideal. So pop them into the oven, probably 30 to 40 minutes. That's your temperatures there. And if you find they're getting too dark too quickly, you can cover them in foil, you know, and that will prevent them getting too dark. Just put them into the middle of your oven. Don't put them right at the top, because that's where your oven is warmest. Just in the middle is ideal. And as you can see there, when you get them out the foil, they are lovely and baked, and your pastry is lovely and golden. And this is what they look like inside. You know, they're just bags of cheese sauce in there, and it actually goes wonderful with mashed potato. But we ended up having chips and of course baked beans, and they are super tasty. But like I said, if you don't like cauliflower, or you'd rather not use cauliflower, you can use cooked macaroni instead, and sometimes I do that. But it's just a very easy, quick midweek family meal which we all love. So do let me know if you're planning on giving that one a go, and if you do, send me your pictures over on Instagram. And just before I leave you, I wanted to say, as usual, a massive thank you to the supporters over on my Patreon page, and to the channel members here on YouTube as well. And there's new members came on board, so I do need to update these lists. So thank you ever so much for your ongoing support, guys, and for those who watch the videos and give the videos a like and comment and share, and all the wonderful things that you do. You know, thank you ever so much, because without all that, obviously the channel wouldn't be where it is. So I will catch up with you during the week for another wee recipe or unboxing or shopping haul or meals of the week on Sunday. But whenever I see you back, mind to take care of yourselves and have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care, and bye for now. Bye now.